Hi, welcome to Surviving Motherhood. Have you ever had a child, your own or somebody else's, come up to you and they just really want you to explain something to them, and you know that it's something either they won't understand or they just really don't need to know, and you find yourself saying, just trust me on this? Well, I feel like I'm that child, and God is looking at me today and just saying, Karen, just trust me on this. See, I spoke this past weekend at a women's retreat, and I thought it went really well. I was so pleased, really, with the way things went. But at the end of it, I kind of felt like I would have liked God to give me a written report to let me know exactly how He moved in each woman's life, because I have some control issues, and I would just like to know that stuff. But I've been sitting over the past, probably 18 hours, really thinking about this quite a bit, and I came to understand something. I think I'm on a need-to-know basis, and God says, you don't need to know. You just need to trust me on this. Because for the weeks leading up to the retreat, I was praying that He would prepare the hearts of women who were there. I prayed that God would speak to their hearts. I knew He knew where each one would be when she was getting there. I knew He knew what each woman needs. And I knew He could speak to each woman right where she was. And that's what I prayed. That's what I asked Him to do. And then a few days, a week before the retreat, I started getting this cold. And I was fighting this cold, and I was getting a sore throat. And I was afraid that I might not be able to speak, that I might not be able to sing. And I asked a lot of you, and I know you were praying, and I thank you for that. So I had other people praying for me, and I was praying and just asking God, please, just on a practical level, I need to be able to speak, and I really would like to be able to sing too. And I tell you what, Friday night when I was laying in bed, my throat was still kind of bothering me. I kept a water bottle by my bed, and I just would drink a little bit every now and then. And even Saturday morning when I went to breakfast, it was still bothering me a little bit. But then I spoke, and I sang, and I went through the day, and then I got to the end of the day, and I thought, my throat, it didn't even bother me. And I don't know when it stopped bothering me, but, well, I have a feeling it was probably right before I started to speak, and God just said, all right, now is the time, and I'm going to take care of that. So what does this have to do with the women at the retreat? Well, that's it exactly. I've been praying for the women at the retreat. I was praying for my condition, my throat, and all that stuff, and, well, I didn't get the report about the women. But I know what God did in me. I know He answered that prayer, and He made me able to speak. And I'm thinking, why would He do that if He wasn't going to speak to the women there? God is not faithful on one aspect and not on another. So while I didn't get a written report of the way He moved in the lives of each woman who was at that retreat this weekend, I know my God is faithful. I know what He did in me. And I trust that He did a work in each woman who was there. And that delights my heart. So, I always got to turn the tables and ask how He might be speaking to you through the way He spoke to me. Is there something you want to know and you feel like you need to know? And God is maybe saying to you, honey, just trust me on this. What do you know? What do you know for sure? Do you know that God is faithful? Do you know that His ways are perfect? That everything He does is good and right? Then can you trust Him? Can you trust Him for that thing you don't know? Because I'm telling you, He is good and He is faithful, and He will always do the right thing. Have a wonderful, Jesus-full day.